So, hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Galerians Ash. In last episode I said that I am going to walk around and talk to people, and that's what I'm going to do. All the doors to the first floor have been shut off. Of course, since he says that, that means we're gonna have to go there. In any case,
Well, hold on.
What?
Does he mean the first floor or the ground floor?
We're on... You know, I'm not even going to go there. Well, I am going to go to the first floor, wherever it may be. But I'm not gonna discuss what is the first or the ground floor. We've had this problem in Gregory Horror Show already.
Exactly.
But yeah, it is important to go around and talk to people. Because there is yet another tedious runaround quest. Not quite so tedious as the whatever we were doing with the cables and keys that was somebody just forgot to pick up on the bottom floor of the place. You know, that Rion would not pick up when he saw. There we go, Pale. So hangar number 1. That camera change was a bit of a hint that he's relevant to something. Honestly, they could have done this whole thing in a much less annoying way, although here at least there is more reason for things being played out the way they are than there were during the quest, where we couldn't just pick up a key and a cable before we knew that we needed a key and a cable. So yeah, the situation's pretty fucking hopeless now.
I'm surprised it still doesn't count as us being in a stressful area.
What's this? Got scared and came back, did you?
Yeah, we will always love you.
I liked how they misspelled Pascal, by the way.
That's actually what her name is in the Japanese world guide and stuff.
I can't believe they misspelled Pascal in the Japanese world guide.
I think that's intentional. That's also how they. That's also if you pay attention to the dialogues in the game, they don't say Dr. Pascal. They do say something like Dr. Pascali.
True.
I am going, just in case you're wondering, I am going around to scrounge for some drugs on the floor.
I think you mean PCEs.
PPCs. That's
PCs, yeah.
That's a lot more child-friendly, you know, because God knows they needed to make this game appeal to younger audiences.
It would appeal to me as a kid. Like, I won't lie.
Yeah, if I had a console at the time when this was released, this would be the kind of game I would pick up. Also, even though we are going to go to the digital realm, we do need to heal because our stats carry over. Which I find
So
kind
if
of
we're
silly.
gonna go to the digital world, are we gonna meet Takato and the gang, or?
No,
This is going to hurt a bit. When you cross the boundary between the real world and the data world, it will feel like your body's being torn apart.
Okay. Do it.
I'll transfer your Elaine communicator at the same time. You can use it to contact me if anything happens. Rian, if something happens and you die in the data world, we have no way to revive you.
Yes, I know.
I want you to promise that you'll come back to me, Rian.
And so we were back to face off against Dorothy for the third. Nah, just kidding.
Dorothy. Dorothy's data is being erased. Ash must have started transferring her backup data to the real world. Ugh. Ash, where the hell are you?
So at least now we know that this is the return point. We should examine this place.
I like how he was straight up told, yeah, once the transfer starts, you're gonna feel like you're gonna die, and he's just like, okay. He doesn't care.
He's used to it.
Right.
Like, you know, one of the
He's
core
like, wouldn't be the
mechanics...
first time.
One of the core mechanics of this game is literally having his head explode, and that's causing everything else all around him to explode, so, you know, he's used to it.
Right.
Of course, we're going to be running past those, like we always do, because they have laser eyes. And we don't have infinite, you know, recovery of any kind. Now this place has two of those bull thingies. Don't wanna mess around with them. It's not connected to anywhere, so we can't redescend. So let's go to the other door, which isn't actually marked on the map, because we haven't discovered it yet. That's just how it works.
You know, I think I might have said this the last time we saw those enemies, but they seriously remind me of something out of Phantasy Star Online.
I do remember when you were streaming that game, like, especially the color palette, very reminiscent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, the best way to avoid those enemies is whenever they get near you, just roll, or whenever you're far away from them, just swirl around, like, you know, S around, and they're not gonna be able to hit you. Now this is a damaging field, so you don't want to get too, you know, you don't want to touch it.
Why not?
Although, because it's gonna damage you. Although there is a way, since it's not actually a physical thing, you can actually roll through it. You will get damaged, but you will survive, and you don't have to, like, you know, go around the whole place. We're not gonna be keeping quiet during those because it's literally the same scene every single time.
Dodge rolling doesn't make you invincible. That makes me sad.
I think it does, but like it doesn't make you like it may make you invincible to some animations, but they specifically make sure that you can't escape damage from this. And here we got one of those things. I am going to be using one of these soon enough.
Lilia, there's a terminal here. Do you think you can analyze it?
Okay, I'll try. Rian, scan the terminal. I'll connect it to my terminal through you. at amazing speed. So much data in an instant. Rion, I'll need a little time to analyze this data, but I also need your help with something. Please come back now.
Okay.
And we have to go back. Yay, good Nalcon. Nalcon's always good. But now I know the layout of this place, I can go a slightly bit faster.
It is a cool effect, though.
It does look pretty appealing. But I already activated that computer, which will, like we've seen, it will let us go down that place that didn't really have a place to go down through before, because the whole place has to rotate, because, you know, it's futuristic like that. You couldn't just, you know, have
Yes.
3 of those places. It's not like... It's something I don't understand, like... You know, this is the whole sci-fi thing and whatnot, but what's the benefit of actually having an escalator that moves around from a location to a location, and not just having 3 escalators?
I mean, the only way this place would be more sci-fi futuristic is if you had to shoot stuff to activate them.
With a dragon, preferably.
Yes. Specifically with a dragon.
I'm saying escalators, I mean elevators. Whatever.
Escalators,
Lifts.
elevators, same difference.
I thought that escalator was, for a moment there I thought escalators were the moving stairs.
They are.
Whatever.
Why can't this place be Escalator Land, huh, Nico?
Hmm?
Got a problem with Escalator Land?
Well, I mean, it is a PS2 game, so most of the characters' shoulders look like escalators.
So when are we gonna get to the game? This is the game!
And this is yet another one of those things, like, okay, I can kind of sort of understand why this would work, and by the way, we just want to align the north one with any one of them. Thankfully, things are color-coded, and they are actually relevant to what stuff looks outside. So, for example, since the north is red, the one that has red lights above them, as in one of these, but they didn't render the red lights because it would be kind of they would have to render so many different variations of this cutscene.
Yeah.
Though some games would do that. You remember that one scene from Zone of the Enders 2 where there are 2 variations, with a shirt and without the shirt.
Yes. But that's Kojima we're talking about. He's crazy about stuff like that.
And it was an occasion to show off more cleavage, and you know how he is.
Yeah.
I've come to see you, Rion.
Who are you?
Last Galerian, Nitro. What has got you so spooked?
Have you come here to kill me also?
Don't worry, my friend. Once you've experienced great pain, everything else soon becomes bearable. Even pain can be pleasurable. Rion, do you despise this ruined city of the future? Is it different from what you imagined? No one has the ability to predict the future, my friend. Yet regardless of that, you continue to risk everything to protect those worthless weaklings, don't you? You're such a fool.
Nitro. I am.
I didn't ask for an explanation, Leon. Imagination, hope, future, all so boring. How can such simple things be so hard to understand? If you don't like the future, my friend, then you can die now.
So, rule number 1 of fighting Nitro, get the fuck away from her.
Shouldn't her name be Nitro?
Her name is Nitro.
It's pronounced
And-
Nitro.
Yeah, whatever. You want to use Nalcon for the most of this fight and for most every fight. And here's a neat trick. You can actually block the fire wave with this. And the reason why
Neat.
you want to stay the fuck away from her is because she has this one attack. You remember this fire dragon that just suddenly appeared as I was getting away from her?
Yeah.
If you stand anywhere closer than I am standing right now, she's going to be spamming that. And that attack has 2 incarnations. And now we want to switch to the Boostinator. Because it's one of the only things that can hit stuff in the air. Like that. Although it doesn't really get too much use or too many hits. She likes to teleport too, but again, the most important thing is to stay away from her. Because otherwise, until she starts doing this, then you're fine. But yeah, speaking of the fire dragon, because a lot of people will have problem with that one, it's avoid it, and if not, the only chance you have is if you upgraded the shield up to level 3, which I have it upgraded up to level 2, which is the max I can have with having picked up the Boostinator when I did. On my previous playthrough, I had my shield up until level 3 at this point, which level 3 shield gives you protection from front and back. The fire dragon attack will swirl around and even like go around you like a belt, just constantly doing damage if you're moving, that is. Also, it has very unpredictable movement, so actually dodging it is nigh impossible. This does do more damage than you know, Nalcon, but I have a lot less of this. And now I'm just going to let this attack pass through while I'm invincible. Now
Hold on, I got a headache.
Exactly.
So do you think Rion is the son of Rita Repulsa?
Nah, he doesn't scream nearly enough.
He does scream a lot, though, if you're talking about the OVA.
That is true, but he doesn't talk much about like making his monsters giant or something.
That is true.
But yeah, even though Nalcon does the best damage when you're close to the enemy,
You're more stubborn than I expected. I look forward to our next meeting, my friend, because then I'll give you a lesson and teach you the true meaning of despair. So well that it will make you sick.
He disappeared.
Why is the
Rion-
voice acting actually really good in this game?
I know, right? But Rion, I'm pretty sure that was a woman. I mean, the Tatas kind of give it away.
No, wrong.
He disappeared.
him.
Yeah, definitely. Did I just had the audacity to assume her gender? Oh, I did it again.
Into prison with you.
But yeah, anyway, just like I said, the north one was red and has red lights, so it's easy to tell where you're supposed to go.
Right.
And Lilia can't actually help us now because... question mark? Anyway, we have to help ourselves. Some recovery capsules. And a safe box.
She's being lazy.
That boss fight actually, like, came off way better than I had expected. Not just because I had to replay it 70 times. Before I figured out that whole shtick about the dragon. And I'm a bit sad that I did not get to show off what the dragon attack truly looks like. But I'm also happy I didn't have to show off what the dragon attack truly looks like.
Because then it meant you didn't have to deal with it.
It takes off like literally half of your health.
1. The Pirouette of Doom. Nitro likes to dance. When she starts, you've got maybe one chance to hit her before she gets up to speed and starts flinging out little bits of fire everywhere. Shield. There's nothing else you can do.